everybody, it's Miss Caraline, and today for our art project, we are going to be making dream catchers. And this is a really simple project. You just need a few materials, a paper plate, some string or yarn, and a hole punch. Let's get started. So our first step is going to be punching 8 holes around the edge of your paper plate. So you're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And those holes are so we can weave our yarn through. So let's do that. All right, so now we have all of our holes punched and we can start weaving our yarn through. All right, well, Miss Caraline was being really silly because she forgot to tell you that dream catchers, they don't have a middle. We have to cut out this inner circle so that we'll be able to see a different shape when we weave our yarn through. So what I'm gonna do is take my scissors and flip my plate over and just fold it a little bit like this so that I can cut it like that with my scissors. That way, it'll be easier to start your cut. So you're just gonna follow the line that's naturally made into your paper plate and cut out that inner circle. There we go. Now it's looking more like a dream catcher. So now that our middle is cut out, now we can start to weave our yarn through. And you can really weave it through in whatever style you want, but I'm gonna be following a specific pattern, which I'm gonna link in the description below a picture of so that you can follow if you wanna make this pattern as well, because it's a little tricky to explain. All right, so I am gonna just take a good amount of yarn off of my little ball here. And you might not end up using all of this, but that's okay because you can cut off the excess. But you wanna have enough to weave through. That should be good. And you're just gonna trim it. All right, so this pattern that I am following, I'm just gonna bring my yarn down here, starts at the top at hole number 1 and comes down to hole number 4. So you would just count from the top. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll kind of leave this yarn off to the side so you don't really see it while we're making our pattern. All right, so that is our first line of weaving. So now we're gonna bring our yarn under and go over to hole number 7. Bring the yarn up through there. Now we're going from 7 to 2. Now we're going under from 2 to 5. And over to number 8. If it helped you a little bit more to remember the numbers, you could always either write them on the back of the plate or you could write them on pieces of tape, like painter's tape, so it's easy to come off, and then remove them after. All right, now we're going from 8 and we're gonna go underneath to 3. Which I think is this one. I'm kind of getting lost, but we'll see where it goes. And we're going 3 to 6. 6 underneath, back up to 1. If only I could remember which one is number 1. That's number 1. So we go underneath, back up to 1. And you'll know you made it back up to the right number when your 2 meet at the end. So what we're gonna do is create a little hanger out of these 2 pieces, and that's also what is gonna keep our pattern tight. And if you see, we ended up making this really cool pattern. So you're just gonna pull tight on your string. And however long you wanna make your hanger, that's where you wanna trim your yarn. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is create a knot down below, and that's what's gonna keep the pattern tight, just like that. And then I'm gonna do a knot up top, and that's what's gonna create our little loop so that we can hang our dream catcher, just like that. Now what we can do with our extra string is to kind of make some holes along the bottom so that we can thread our string through and make some pieces that hang down. So I'm gonna do maybe 4 holes. So you can take your string and you can put multiple pieces in. A cool way to do it is to take your string and fold it in half. And with the round piece up top, I'm gonna put that through the hole. And then pull your strings up and through it. And then pull tight. So that it hangs down like that. And you can trim the pieces, you can keep them long, do whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna repeat that with my other string. All right, so I have all my strings on the bottom. And I'm gonna trim them so they're all even and just a little bit shorter. And I'm gonna look in my craft drawer and see if I can find anything else to add a little more embellishment to my dream catcher. I'll be right back.